My stepmom announced she was finally going to be a mom when she got pregnant after raising me for 11 years. She wasn't expecting the baby book I wrote for her. My mother died when I was 5 and dad married Linda when I was 8. For 11 years, she was my mom in every way that counted. She held my hair back through food poisoning and stayed up teaching me algebra even though we both sucked at it. She screamed louder than anyone at my graduation, and when I got into college, she ugly cried so hard that dad had to drive us home. I loved her, and I thought she loved me the same way until last November when she found out she was pregnant. We were having a celebration dinner and she FaceTimed her mom from the restaurant, and I heard her say the words that broke everything. She was laughing and crying and telling her mother, "I'm finally going to be a mom after all these years." Her mom must have asked about me because Linda waved her hand and said, "No, Mom, I mean I'm going to be a real mom from the beginning, my own baby." I sat there with my fork halfway to my mouth, feeling like the whole restaurant could hear my heart cracking. 3 weeks later, we were assembling the crib and I couldn't hold it in anymore. She was going on about parenting books, and I just blurted out, "You know you already raised me, right?" She looked up from the instruction manual and actually rolled her eyes. "That's not the same thing, and you know it." I felt my stomach drop. "What do you mean it's not the same?" She set down the screwdriver with this exhausted sigh like I was being deliberately stupid. "Honey, I need you to stop making this about you. When you have biological kids, you'll understand the difference between raising someone else's child and having your own." The word biological made me flinch, and she saw it but kept going. "Look, I did my best with you. I played mommy for your dad's sake. But this," she touched her stomach, "this is my actual child, my blood, my DNA, my everything. I'll be there from conception, not just picking up someone else's leftovers." I was still holding a wooden rail for the crib and my hands were shaking. "Leftovers? I'm leftovers?" She laughed and it wasn't kind. "Oh my god, you're so dramatic. I took care of you, didn't I? I did all the mom stuff, but it was practice for this moment, for my real baby. You were like training wheels." I said, "You were there for my first day of school, my first period, my first breakup." She waved her hand dismissively. "Because that was my job as your dad's wife, but I never forgot you weren't mine. Every milestone, every moment, I knew I was just the substitute. And honestly, I'm relieved I can finally stop pretending it was the same." I set down the rail and walked out. She called after me, "We're not done talking about this, and we're definitely not done with this crib." But I was done. If she wanted to build furniture for her real baby, the one that wasn't leftovers, she could do it alone. That's when I started planning the baby book. At her baby shower, I stood up in that cramped community center and smiled. "Welcome to the world, baby. This book tells the story of your family." Linda's friends squealed in delight at the book, and Linda looked delighted. I opened the cover and I showed everyone the first photo of Linda from 3 months ago. "This is your mommy, Linda, who became a mommy the day you were born because before that she was just waiting for you." Linda's smile twitched, but I kept going. The next photo was Linda and me from 10 years ago. "This is me, and I'm your daddy's daughter from his first wife. Your mommy took care of me for 11 years before you came, and she calls it practice for being a real mom." Someone shifted uncomfortably. I flipped to Linda, teaching me to ride a bike. "Your mommy taught me lots of things while waiting to be a real mom, and she says it's different with you because you're hers from the beginning." The room was dead quiet now. I showed Linda at my graduation. "Your mommy came to support your daddy that day. She says you won't be my real sister since we don't share all of our DNA, but that's okay because I'm just your father's other kid." Linda stood up with her face white and her hands shaking. "Stop it right now," but her mother grabbed her arm hard. "Let her finish, Linda." So I flipped to the last page with a photo of our whole family. "Your mommy has been preparing her whole life to be a mother, and now after 11 years of practice on me, she's finally ready for the real thing. Welcome to your family. You're the child she actually wanted." Linda's friends were already leaving when she started crying. Not pretty tears, but the kind where your whole face gets blotchy and you can't breathe right. Her mother walked over and hugged me so tight I couldn't breathe and whispered, "You're my granddaughter, and you've always been my granddaughter," before turning to Linda and saying, "I'm so ashamed of you," and walking out. Dad had to come get us because Linda couldn't drive, and when he found out what happened, he moved into the guest room for a week.